Island Innovation here in Lisbon, Portugal for the UN Oceans Conference, and I'm here with Karen Sack, the CEO of ORRAA. Karen, tell us a bit about ORRAA and what you're trying to achieve here in Lisbon.
Well, thanks so much, James. ORRAA is the Ocean Risk and Resilience Action Alliance. It is a unique collaboration between the public sector, the private sector, civil society and stakeholders from the Global South, working together to develop the insurance and finance solutions that can be invested into coastal and ocean natural capital to drive investment into that space. So we work with insurers and the finance sector in particular to look at how we can develop the products to really build resilience. And our goal is to secure the resilience of at least 250 million climate vulnerable coastal people by 2030 and drive at least $500 million of investment into the space.
And what do you think has been achieved here this week in Lisbon? More generally, but also for your organization, what were your goals coming in as well?
Yeah, well, this has been an amazing week of getting back together with the global community after so many years of us being apart. And I think what's really telling has been to see how the global ocean agenda has moved forward on many issues and how it still has a long way to go on those same issues, but also how important the issue of finance has become and how looking at how we secure the resilience and regenerate marine and coastal biodiversity by investing into it is really going to take a step forward. Now, what we had this week is we actually brought together our members for the first time in person since ORRAA was established 2.5 years ago, and it was incredible just to see the cross-fertilization of ideas, of driving some of these solutions forward. We also announced a multi-million-dollar, multi-year call for proposals, which is supported by the Government of Canada, and today is Canada Day, so happy Canada Day, everyone. If folks go to our website, oceanriskalliance.org, you can see the call for proposals and hopefully submit proposals for those projects that will build the next generation of investment into ocean and coastal resilience through finance and insurance products.
For someone living in a coastal community or on an island anywhere in the world, how can you maybe make this a little bit more tangible? These ideas like resilience and risk, we obviously have heard them a lot this week, but what could that mean? Do you have any examples of what that could mean in practice for people in a coastal island community?
Sure. So 40% of the world's population and almost half of the global economy activity or global economic activity takes place near the coast. And keeping coastal communities intact is really, really important for a number of reasons. Because of those economic imperatives, but also for the social and cultural reasons. Nobody wants to see coastal communities displaced and having to move, losing their historical and social connectivity. And that's something that we need to be very aware of as we see emerging ocean risk. So for somebody living on an island, how do we strengthen investment into mangroves or coral reefs so that we can maintain food security, livelihoods, community values in those places? So for example, we are working with the organization ORRRA in the Philippines and Indonesia with coastal small fishing communities to see how we can deploy insurance, livelihood insurance, so that should there be an extreme storm event or if fishers can't go out to sea because of illness, they can still maintain their livelihoods through the insurance product and not have to then go and fish in either a destructive way or a dangerous way for them and their families. So keeping that revenue coming in, making sure that fish stocks are fished sustainably and keeping that community intact.
What do you think comes next following this conference? We have another 3 years until the next UN Oceans Conference. I guess between now and then, what would you like to see achieved in this space and maybe even beyond that?
Yeah, well, I think we have to be careful not to pin everything on event to event, but these events are really important in mobilizing action. one of the things we've been speaking about this week is how SDG 14, so life below water, which is what this UN conference is all about, the Sustainable Development Goal, is the least funded SDG of all of them. 0.01% of public investment, overseas development assistance, goes into SDG 14, and yet this is by far the majority of the planet in terms of space and size and economic well-being. And so we've got to move that decimal point. We talk about, in the ocean space, protecting at least 30% of the ocean by 2030. How about if we also had $30 billion invested in the ocean space, in coastal resilience and ocean biodiversity regeneration by 2030? Let's look at what we can do by then, and that means investing in communities. It means looking at the global financial space and thinking about how we can get the big banks, the big asset managers, the insurers involved in financing resilience for our common future.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. Hope it was a useful and interesting week for you here in Portugal, and looking forward to seeing what comes next for ORRAA.
Thank you so much, James, and thank you for all the work that you guys have done here this week. It's been amazing to partner with Island Innovation and see how we can move significantly down this path towards ocean resilience.
Looking forward to seeing what comes next. Thank you.
Thank you.